Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to, well, we're in Milton Keynes. I'm here, Egg's here.
Hello.
And we're going to do a few activities. Last year we got together in fantastic Rotterdam and London, as I'm trying to not get run over. This year we're in Milton Keynes and we're at an activity centre where we've got indoor skydiving booked and snowboarding, neither of which either of us have ever done before. You've done skiing though, haven't you? Yeah, I haven't done either, so I expect to be on my bottom quite a lot, but we're just going to head out, check out the area, because there's lots of like bars and stuff, activities, arcades and things like that, and later we'll meet up with Rocket and do the snowboarding, but first, skydiving.
And that was the last of the walking and talking footage I took all weekend. It turned out that it was quite busy, and I didn't really have any time to do any more vloggy style stuff, which is fine. I fit it in where I can normally. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it and show you what footage I did get, because we had an absolute blast. So, picking up where I left off there, we did indoor skydiving. So I'm not really interested in doing full-blown skydiving, but indoor skydiving seemed attractive to me, so we went and did it. Put on our overalls, put on our helmet, and jumped into a wind tunnel. And that's what it really is. It's a vertical wind tunnel, and one of the things that surprised me was the differences between lying flat and standing up straight. Meant that you could either just walk around or that you were flying, like you can see in the video with the instructor. And it was so much fun. It was, you had to concentrate, because the smallest movements, of course, made you move, and it's something I'd never done before. And you feel so much force all over your body, but of course you do. It's holding you up in the air. Something that's holding you up in the air and you're floating there is going to have quite a lot of force on your body. So for DJ Egg, it was going somewhere around 80 mile an hour, and for me, it was just under 100 mile an hour. For some people, it was even more. It was all to do with, obviously, how heavy you are and what's your cross-sectional area. And it was brilliant. It was great fun. I would definitely recommend for other people to give it a go. However, it was a little on the not cheap side, but they do seem to have a lot of offers at these places. So never go for full price. Always wait for some sort of offer. We had some sort of Father's Day deal when we booked it, and it was like half the price, which makes it much more affordable. And yeah, would I do it again? Maybe. It's definitely something that I would definitely do at least once. I think if I found a good deal again and it was convenient, like let's say I was going somewhere and they had one of these things and I had some spare time and I knew there was a good deal, I might do it again. It was good fun. And DJ Egg said he enjoyed it as well. Really glad that he did it. It was great fun. And that's a great thing to tick off my list. So it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and now I've done it. Will I progress on to going to do like actual skydives? I'm not so sure. I can see now, having done the wind tunnel skydiving thing, why you very often have to do it in tandem when you do it out of a plane, because otherwise you're just going to go off. If you don't do it in tandem, then you're just going to have to deploy your parachute straight away for stability, because it takes time to be able to learn how to move around. I was able to keep myself stable sometimes, and I even tried to turn myself a bit, which I could do, but then I couldn't stop myself from turning or turn myself back the other way. Luckily, the instructor was there to help out. He was fantastic. And then after we did skydiving, Rocket came and joined us and we got ready to do snowboarding. Another thing on my list of something that I wanted to give a try. We booked a level 1 lesson and the instructor again was fantastic. We spent a bit of time just stood in a room on the snowboard and just he was explaining how we strap into the snowboard, how you stand on it, how you lean. You don't lean how I thought you would. I thought... I don't know how you would expect it, say it, but like if you're on a swing, you put your body and head back and you come forward and all that sort of thing, and it's completely the opposite way round. If anything, like kind of your shoulders and your head and your body and your upper body is perfectly static, and your ankles and hips are doing all of the work at the bottom. That's what it was like at snowboarding. But I got some clips, I got some video clips. I was even brave enough to film myself going down. You can't really see much apart from the front of the snowboard, but hey, I got some footage of going down the hill. So yes, we progressed from going indoors where there was no snow to going into the actual main snow onto the slopes. But we started at the bottom, pushing backwards and forwards, and we progressed to going slightly up the hill and all that sort of thing. Did I fall over? Well, once I fell a little bit, kind of one of those things where you know you're out of control and you're going to go down, so you kind of go down a bit and put your hands down. I did that once during all the lessons. Then at the end, we had a bit of a YOLO thing where we went right to the top and we just kind of went a bit for it. So that's where many of us fell down a lot. It was kind of like, and now just way, and that was great fun. We didn't. Yeah, I nearly hit the barrier at the bottom. So I went down onto my knees to stop myself because I don't have the skill to do anything else really at the minute. But it was fantastic fun. Apparently, it's one of the hardest things to do on the slopes. He came in and he was like, right, has anybody done snowboarding before? I was like, nope. And he was like, oh, okay. What about skiing? You done skiing before? I was like, nope. And he was like, oh, what about ice skating? I was like, oh yeah, I did that. And he goes, well, won't help much. But never mind. And it was great fun. Well, the three of us had a great time, and we were pretty tired by the end of it. Went back to the hotel, got changed, sorted, and went out and had our dinner. But we were getting ready for the next day, because the next day we were excited to meet up with somebody else. It started out with 2, it became 3, and then it became 4 as we met up with Untraceable Smurf and went into the National Film and Sci-Fi Museum, which was really, really cool. And they had so many props from lots of cool things. Of course, there was Star Wars and Star Trek. And there were other things that were slightly older and stuff. Like they had things from Red Dwarf. Of course, they had things that surprised me as well. I didn't think they would have things along the kind of Stargate line. They had Stargate, one of my favourite shows ever. Now, why are there no pictures or video here? Well, you're not allowed. A lot of the items in the museum are kind of on loan from other places or from private collections. So for most of those reasons, you're not allowed to take photos. But there's certain points throughout the trip where you are allowed to take photos. It's kind of like, oh, we have the rights where you can take photos here for this particular thing. So photo opportunity. So I did those, and these are my photo opportunities. In addition to the things that I've mentioned, they had obviously all sorts of, like I said, Star Trek, Star Wars, and they had models and guns and clothes and all sorts. But I got really excited when I saw the Back to the Future stuff. There was some pretty cool things, like some of the clothing. There was I think there was the visor, or glasses that was used in Back to the Future 2, those sorts of things. And they had some models of the Back to the Future trains. Not this big, but like about my arm span. I don't know what scale they would be, but they was obviously used for some of the shots. The Back to the Future train, so it was kind of like the the default train before any like sort of modifications and stuff. It might have been one of the ones that they used for some of the shots going down the track with all the models and things. I don't think I can show you a clip for copyright reasons, but or from the film, but if you've seen the films, you probably know what I mean. And then and they had another model of the train that was also that big, and that was the one that was used at the end of the film. The one where he'd been to the future, which was fantastic. So yeah, museum was brilliant. If you're in the area, I would recommend going. I think it's good value for money, especially if you're into your sci-fi. Personally, my highlights were probably the Stargate and Back to the Future. I also enjoyed the Red Dwarf stuff, and there was a very good selection of Doctor Who things as well, which was really nice. But they had loads of other stuff. Loads of other stuff. And after the museum, we went to the arcade. So originally we booked out the entire Sunday to go to the museum, but you don't need a whole day for it. You know, if you allow yourself 2 hours, you're probably going to be fine. I mean, I think we did it in an hour and three quarters, just meandering around. But none of us were the kind of people that's like read all the little notes and all of the tiny little things like that. We kind of just meandered through and observed all the items that were there. So after the museum, we got some lunch and went into the retro arcade. Another thing that I've always wanted to do, but I've never done. I've never just gone to a retro arcade, and I never thought about it before. If I'd have sat down and thought, would I like to go to a retro arcade? Of course, the answer would be yes. But I never thought, oh, I should go to one. And there was one there right inside the same building. It's kind of like joined to the museum. And it was really good fun. We went in and we spent a good deal of time in there together, either wandering around by ourselves playing games or playing games together. We played things. I played things like the original Tetris, of course, the original Pac-Man, Donkey Kong. I played some, I think it's called Hang On, the Sega motorcycle game. There's a couple of photos from inside there of us playing some of the games, and it was great fun. I think I would do a retro arcade again. Maybe it'd be nice to do a modern arcade next. And I don't think I've done that either, but there's one in town, so I'll probably go with my friends sometime. But there we go. We went and did lots of different things. And the only other thing, too, is to try and run through all the food, because we deliberately tried to go to interesting and different places, some different sorts of food. And we hit a lot of the different lists. So when I arrived there by myself, I had an American burger. It was nice. It was local. I could just get something quick. That's what that was. But then we had, let me see if I can remember in order. We had Mexican food. I had a burrito. We had, I believe it was Japanese style food. We had some awesome food in that restaurant. It was a Wagamama's. And then that was that day. And then we had some Greek food, which was really nice. It was one of those ones you get them from one of those outdoor shed hut things. Really cool. And what do we have in the evening then? What do we have in the evening? We went in there, went to the arcade. Oh, me and DJ Egg, we had some Chinese food. So we had, Chinese, Greek, Japanese, Mexican and American food throughout the course of the weekend, which was nice to have a variety of food and a really good treat. And that's what the Hellish Weekend's all about. It's about getting together with people from the community, having a nice time, doing nice things and having nice food and drink and stuff. And that's what we did. It was brilliant. So thank you very much to DJ Egg for coming from the Netherlands. Thank you very much, of course, to Rocket and Untraceable Smurf for joining us as well. And we'll do something again next year, I'm sure. It sounds like we want to do York and the National Railway Museum. But wait for the confirmation of that. So maybe leave your ideas and thoughts in the comment of the different things that we could do. I think next year it would probably be another UK one. Maybe the year after we go out to Europe or something, we'll see. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed my ramblings of what we did over the weekend, so I'll leave you there. Thank you very much for watching, take care, and for now, goodbye.